As an MSP, how do you ask for referrals? This is simply one of the hardest things for most people to do. When's the right time? When's the wrong time? Who's the right person to ask for the referral? There's a lot that goes into it. And truth be told, we are overcomplicating it. But by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to ask for it, when to ask for it. And truly, it's going to help you be more successful because referrals are your social proof. Social proof will 100% help you get more leads and more sales, bar none. My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs grow, whether it's sales training, marketing training, or even some business operations. Before I get into today's video, I do want to mention just two really quick things. We have a podcast called the MSP Heroes Podcast. It's completely free. Go check it out. It's available on iTunes, Spotify, and a bunch of other ones as well. We do release podcast only episodes. So if you really enjoy this type of content or you want to take it with you on the go check it out. We just did an hour-long podcast. I almost said video, but podcast. It's not available for video anywhere. I just hung out on a Saturday, had my coffee, and dove into it. And it's there to just provide more value to you guys. If you enjoy it, we would really appreciate a 5-star review. Number two is it is the holiday season. I will not be posting that much coming around Christmas time. I'm going to still post, but I won't be posting that many videos because I will be with my family. I am going to be traveling to see them. And quite honestly, I love YouTube. I love the heck out of all of you guys. I'm looking forward to just a break to hang out with family and friends and not think about YouTube for a little while. So I'm giving you fair warning now. There might be a few less videos next week and maybe touching into the next week after that. I'm going to do my best for 5 videos a day because I'm still that crazy person. But if I miss a couple, especially during Christmas, I will not be doing those. So let's talk about why referrals work for MSPs. Because in order to go get one, we have to understand why we're actually doing this. And I know that sounds potentially even silly, but a referral is really a couple different things. One, it's a huge trust factor. If you're anything like me, you go on and you read the reviews. You look for the reviews, you try to find the reviews. What are people saying about certain things? And that's a great way for you to figure out, are you doing the right thing or are you doing the wrong thing, truthfully? But it's a good kind of way to get a pulse on, is it something that you should be interested in? Is it a good software to check out? Is it a good company to deal with? There's so many ways we all look for referrals. So don't tell me I'm not looking for referrals. Trust me, you are. And if it's not a written referral, whether it's a Google review or something like that, it's a friend picking up the phone and saying, hey, go check out this company. I have not seen any referrals that truly don't work out there. And some quick statistics, referred customers are 4 times more likely to convert and have a 16% higher LTV, lifetime value. And already in an industry where a referral is gold and a new customer is going to stay with you for between 7 and 20 years, they are wildly important to get right. So let's get them right throughout this video. So the most important thing, now that we know why we need to do them, is when do we actually ask? This is the hardest thing because we never are quite sure. But these 4 at least, will give you a really good idea of when the right time to ask is. Because obviously, if the customer is having a bad day, it's a pretty bad time to say, hey, Mr. Customer, would you like to leave us a referral? Obviously, right? But there are some things to look out for. And I'm going to tell you those right after you take a second to hit that like button, subscribe button, and that notification bell. Appreciate that. Thank you. So, the most obvious one after a win. Now, a win can mean a ton of different things. It could be you resolved a big problem, it could be you completed a project successfully and the client's super happy. Whatever it is, maybe it's a migration and the customer couldn't stand their current software. It doesn't matter. But a win is a win. The bigger the win, the more bolsterous of a referral you're going to get. Truly, because that customer, if you did something truly incredible, they are going to be on cloud 9. But you have to strike when the iron is hot. You can't wait a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. It's going to go back in the back of their mind and they're just not going to be thinking about it. Number two is after you hear some positive feedback. So this could be a ton of different things. It doesn't necessarily have to be a big win. It could just be a client compliments you on your services. A client's super happy with how you're performing. A client mentions that, hey, XYZ technician did a really good job when they were on site. But you have to make sure, once again, you're striking when the iron is hot. And even the customer might just be like, wow, thank you so much for fixing that printer, that whatever that issue is. It's also a win. But now they're telling you that feedback. That should be a little green flag, right? Green flag for if you're listening to the podcast, I have my little light green here, but it should be a nice green flag to say, hey, now is a good time to ask for that referral. Truly. Now, if you're anything like me, you've done some pop-ins. You can do a TBR, a technology business review, QBR, ABR, annual business review, whatever you want to call it, some kind of check-in. Heck, maybe if you're just in the area, pop in, right? Your QBR, your TBR, whatever you want to call it, your three-letter acronym, TLA, is a great time to get some good feedback and ask, hey, they've probably completed a good milestone, right? And that kind of brings me to the fourth one is a milestone. A year together, a quarter together, 6 months together, whatever it is a great time to ask, especially when you know that you're going in and you have all the papers hot off the printer and you're like, we crushed it for them. That's when you're on cloud nine and you know that you're going in there ready to deliver the best news. That is the time. Obviously, feel out the meeting. Maybe you thought it was going to be a good meeting. Maybe they might be slightly unhappy. Feel that one out. But that's a great time and huge milestones. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Keep asking. A client can leave a referral or a testimonial more than one time. Maybe they were with you for a year and they're like, yeah, you're the best. In the 5 years, I can't believe how much my business has transitioned. We've been with XYZ company for 5 years and it truly blows my mind how good they actually are. That's a green flag to go ask for a referral, but it is important to think about them. So, how do you actually ask for the referral? Now, I want to give you a little step by step because it is important. Because if you just you can't beat around the bush. You have to ask for it. They're going to give it to you, but they're not just going to give it to you if you don't ask, right? You have to be direct but friendly. We love working with you. Do you know anyone else who could benefit from our services? Straight up. There's no other way to deliver that question. And if you beat around the bush, the other problem with it too is people don't fully understand what you're actually looking for, right? Or they don't realize how important it is to you. You also want to offer some context. Something like, hey, since we've optimized your IT infrastructure and we've saved you X amount of time, X amount of money, whatever it is, time, energy, and effort, do you know other businesses struggling with these similar issues? Boom. That should be another one. And you want to offer a little bit of context around it. And we have to make it as easy as possible. Throughout this, the ask, the implementation, writing it down, whatever it is, we have to make sure that it is easy as possible. Now, one thing that I would do is when I ask for a referral, my favorite thing would say, hey, if you want, I will write the email for you. All you have to do is put the person's name in the email and hit send. You want to make it as simple and easy as possible because now it gives me the ability to frame me however I want, but it also shows your existing customer how much of a great light you painted in. But now you have you exactly how you want to appear. You have your existing customer in this beautiful image, and now you're targeting and you're saying, "Hey, could you send this out to so and so and so and so and so and so?" And they don't have to sit there and ponder and think and wonder what they should be writing for your email. It's important. Or for your phone call. You can give them a little script, right? It is important. Make it as simple and seamless as possible. Reduce as much friction as you possibly can. And if you have to, throw in some incentives. A $50, $100 gift card, even a $25 Starbucks gift card goes a long way. It is important. And sometimes that's just what people need to kind of, hey, I'm not going to do it, but I do it for a cup of coffee. Great. That's the best money you can probably ever spend, ever. You could even build some kind of referral system, and that I'm getting into that in 1 second. But you also want to be specific, right? You want to target their network. You want to target people that you know that they know. It's really important that you do that. But you can leverage incentives. You can create a referral system, and a good referral system is worth its weight in gold. One, automate that process. Whatever that process is for you, automate it. However, whatever you decide to steal from this video, automate it as much as possible. One of my favorite things to automate and make my life super easy, referral forms. Create a referral page on your website or a simple form a client can fill out. Hey, go speak to XYZ person. Yes, you can say I sent you to them. Perfect. Also, I, I put this down in my notes, and I know that I'm going to be angry that I have to say this. But for the love of God, follow up, especially if somebody refers you. Thank the heck out of them. They have extended their neck for you to get more business. Thank them endlessly, but don't do the disservice of not following up. Now, there is a limit on how many times you should follow up, and that's what you feel comfortable with, but follow up. I can't tell you how many times people are like, yeah, I reached out once. Cool. I mean, if you never ran a day in your life and you started to run, you ran 1 day, yeah, you're not going to get good at it. You have to follow up, be persistent, don't be annoying throughout this process because it can completely ruin the relationship with that potential prospect. It could ruin the relationship with your existing client as well. It's really important to consider these things. So, just going to give you some quick little common mistakes to avoid so that way you don't run into these problems yourself. Number one, and I am notorious and I've done this myself, I've waited way too long. I waited way, way, way too long. The client's super happy, and over time, their happiness is going to peter off. I've already mentioned you got to be fairly quick with it. You do have a window. It doesn't have to be like right then and there. It can be a day, a couple days, even a week, maybe even 2 weeks later. But there is a time when you're like, yeah, it's been too long. I would say for me, probably 2 weeks, maybe the most, a full month. That's it. You got to make sure you strike when the iron's hot. Don't be vague. Let them know who you want to target and why you want to target them. The more specific, the better. I can't stand when somebody says, who do you help? Oh, we help this type of company. Who can I introduce you to? Anybody with a computer. Cool. That's like everybody now. You have to be specific. And last but not least is not following up. This is probably the most important one. You could even wait too long and somebody will help you out. You can be vague and somebody's still going to throw you a Hail Mary. But if you don't follow up, you don't deserve the lead. You don't want it bad enough. And I'm not trying to leave you on bad news because I love the heck out of all of you that watch this channel. But please, please, please make sure you follow up. The sales in the follow up, the referrals in the follow up, the testimonials in the follow up, everything, and I mean everything, is in the follow up. If you don't want a system that sends them an email to follow up for you, build a system that reminds you to pick up this little device. It's called a cell phone, and you follow up for them. So I hope you found some great value in this video. If you did, like button, subscribe button, notification bell. I wish your 2025 and every year following is full of fantastic referrals that allow your MSP to explode. Love the heck out of you guys, as always, and I will see you guys on the next one. And if you don't watch any videos until the beginning of next year, because I know it's time to wind down, I look forward to seeing you guys in 2025, but I'm going to keep on chugging along. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.